A long-awaited trial of a man accused of killing a Stillwater teen during a tubing outing on the Apple River in 2022 began today, with graphic cell phone video painting a chaotic and very bloody scene.
54-year-old Nicolae Miu is on trial for first-degree intentional murder and 4 counts of attempted homicide.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Gunter and God. I'm back with another video. If y'all like to be a part of the community, please join the Reddit, please join the Discord. It'll be a link down in the description below. Now, I'm sure y'all have heard about this vicious massacre that recently just happened at the Apple River, where these young adults were, just minding their own business, having a great time floating on the river. Until this vicious, degenerate thug, as we know as Nicolae Miu, shows up and starts initially asks them if they seen a snorkeler. Of course, these young adults, being young adults having a great time at the river, they start trolling them. They're like, what are you doing looking for a snorkeler in a 2-foot river? Like, what are you doing?
He had said like a weird comment. That's kind of why I started recording in the first place. Like, because he was having his snorkel and it was like 2 feet deep water. So like, what are you doing? And then he just said like a weird comment, something about like some little girls. And then,
did you have any girls with you in your group?
No, I did not have any girls in my group.
Did you see any other girls on the river near where you were?
Yeah, there were some girls on the river.
So, they have like their little back and forth. And just keep in mind, this dude, Nicolae Miu, is completely sober. He's in a sober state of mind, and not only that, he's a grown-ass adult approaching some young adults who are clearly intoxicated and been having a great time on the river. And this guy decides to stand there and get baited into getting trolled by these young adults, and decides to have like a back and forth with them.
Get away from us!
What?
What are you doing?
What's going on with y'all, homie? He's on camera.
Guys, let's
tripping. He's on 4K. Yo, them new iPhones got that good quality. What did he say?
Now, I don't understand what's going on with these old individuals like this. Like, it tends to be old white men who, always are just so damn hateful. These people tend to hate seeing young white people hang out with other races, having fun, having a great time, enjoying their life. They also tend to hate women for some reason. These type of people just tend to be some hateful individuals. Like, they just wake up mad for some damn reason.
Little girl! You're looking for little girl?
Yeah!
That's exactly what he said.
Weirding us out. I even have that part on camera. Did I?
Some young ass kid.
What the hell is this guy's problem, bro? We trying to have fun. He's gonna claim you? He's gonna claim you. We don't want this motherfucker.
These people right here, they just wake up mad. So this dude decides to stand there and get berated or whatnot, and then they have a back and forth. Now, this vicious thug decides later on in the incident, when one of these women tries to approach him and be like, what are you doing sitting here arguing with these young adults? Like, why don't you just walk away and like just go and mind your own business? Obviously your snorkeler isn't here. So I guess when a woman actually like approaches him and addresses him about the whole situation, keep in mind, once again, like, this dude is completely sober, and these type of people tend to hate women for some damn reason. Well, anyway, like, I guess he feels threatened, or I guess he feels less of a man because this woman is basically telling him off and telling him that, he should just walk away. He decides to punch this lady in the face. Well, obviously, once he punches the lady in the face, these heroic young men who were, sitting there, push him to the ground, try to get him to the ground to where he can't harm anybody anymore.
Who's standing in front of Mr. You remember?
I guess I don't really know her name, but her. I don't really.
Men or women?
It's a woman.
All right. Was there 1 or 2 women standing in front of him?
There was 2.
All right. At some point, did you see Mr. Miu do something in relation to one of those women?
Yes.
What did you see?
He punched her.
Which one, do you remember?
I think it was the blonde one.
Well, anyway, nobody saw this vicious thug actually pull out his pocket knife, and then he swiftly stabbed 5 individuals. Now, nobody really noticed, exactly what was going on. They thought, it was still jokes that this dude would just eventually just walk away, until Jawan, one of the friends that were recording, seen his friend lying in the river with his intestines hanging out. And then all you see is a river just fill up with blood. Keep in mind, they were just floating on the river, so nobody knew that this was going to go this damn far. And so initially, this still didn't really just snap and kick into the rest of the friend's brain.
Mr. Miu stabbing folks with a knife.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
At the time you reported that, did you know that was happening?
No.
Is that you laughing in the background?
Yes.
At one point, did you say you hit a woman?
Yeah.
Was that a reaction to what you described earlier?
Yeah.
Did you eventually realize that people were getting hurt?
Yes.
Did you realize that Isaac Schuman had been stabbed?
Yes.
How did you know that?
I kind of just looked down the line of people that were hurt. I saw the first person, that's not my friend. That's not my friend. That's not my friend. And the last person I looked at was my guy, Isaac.
As the fight's going on, did you see people waiting?
Yes.
At some point, did you realize what was happening?
Yes.
Is that when you stopped laughing?
Yes.
So we're going back to the video. It'll be from.
Well, anyway, I guess later on, whenever everything does snap in and they realize that they're actually involved in this incident, they go ahead and they notify authorities. In between time when authorities were on their way, this guy, this vicious, degenerate thug, Nicolae Miu, decides to switch his clothes. He changes into a long sleeve with some glasses and a hat on.
Struck him as odd. Now on cross, you'll hear the defense say, well, here, this picture earlier in the day, he was wearing his hat. He was wearing his sunglasses. We've heard them ask other witnesses. He wears camo a lot. That's kind of his signature, to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal. And maybe it wasn't. But the description, of course, was shirtless, overweight, no hat, no sunglasses, had snorkels on at some point, gray beard. So you can imagine if the jury starts to think he's guilty and didn't do this in self-defense, this looks very bad. Was he trying to hide? Was he trying to sneak out so nobody would see him?
Obviously trying to avoid being identified by the cops. So initially when the first cop showed up, Mitch Thomason, he didn't really know what was going on. All he saw when he at first approached the scene was, just a group of people, acting all hysterical because of the incident that had just happened. As he approaches, he does say that one of the people does stick out of the crowd to him because, he was wearing a long sleeve with the glasses and the hat on. But, he doesn't initially approach him because he's still trying to, decipher and trying to, conclude what was going on at the scene.
Explain what happened once you got to the Village Park area.
So I parked my squad, exited. I had my handgun drawn but pointed down. There was a group approaching me, walking on the footpath. What struck me as odd is one of the people in that group was wearing a long sleeve button-up shirt, hat, and glasses. Didn't fit in with the rest of the group. I could see just a little bit of a necklace. I felt that was possibly the suspect that we were looking for. However, I knew a large portion of officers were coming down behind me. So I passed that group to make sure there wasn't, just to rule out that there wasn't anybody else that matched the description. And then behind me, I heard someone yell, that was the person.
Was the defendant part of that group that walked past you as you were going down?
Yes, he was the one wearing the button-up long sleeve shirt, hat, and sunglasses.
Did he make any attempt to flag you down or talk to you?
Nobody did. Nobody looked at me as I walked past with my gun drawn.
How many seconds after you walked past did someone else, some other law enforcement person, recognize him?
Probably within 5 to 10 seconds, because at that point it was a civilian with a baseball bat that yelled, that's the suspect, or that's the guy.
So this guy, Nicolae, originally he just walks straight past him. He doesn't, go up to the cop, and as he states in the trial that's going on right now, he doesn't approach the cop and, tell the cop, that, oh, you know, he's been attacked by these young adults, you know, that he was in fear of his life, you know, that he had to defend himself. No, this guy decides to walk past a cop and, you know, just basically act like he had nothing to do with the whole situation. When the rest of the cops, you know, show up, and I guess like the cops, you know, start to talk to more people, they identify Nicolae in his little costume that he tried to cover himself up with, and then you know, they put him in handcuffs or whatnot. Now this vicious, degenerate thug, as he's being placed inside the cop car, he states to the cops, he's like, oh, I heard that there's a stabbing, did y'all find the suspect yet? As if he just doesn't know what the hell is going on. Like, he still doesn't, you know, confess to the cops what's going on, you know, state that he was in fear of his life, doesn't say any of that.
Still doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going
Temperature's
on?
okay in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody, I hear somebody got stabbed, and I fit the description.
Yes, you do.
All right.
Yep, so we're working through that now.
So obviously this guy's intentions were the worst. You know, he just decided to wake up today, you know, decided to go to the river and decided that he was going to ruin some young people's lives because I guess he was getting old of age and, you know, he just didn't want to live anymore. I don't know what be going on in these old, degenerate, thug individuals' minds. These people are the worst of the worst. Well, anyway, they take this dude into custody. And for some reason, Mitch Thomason, I guess this dude was like feeling some type of sympathy for this old degenerate thug. He decides, as he states in the trial, that he placed him in some more comfortable handcuffs because he knew that he was going to be sitting in the car for a while and that he wanted the vicious thug to be as comfortable as possible.
You knew essentially he was going to be placed inside of a squad car where he would be sitting down, correct?
Yes.
And sitting down with your hands cuffed behind your back can be painful, correct?
Yes.
So that was the purpose, and you're putting him in this belt is for safety and comfort, right?
Safety and then comfort, just knowing that the investigation might be lengthy.
Sure. I mean, and I'm not critical of your considering both. I just want to make sure that it's not just safety, agreed?
Correct.
It was an additional, you're wearing these things out and saying, I got to do this, got to make sure that he's comfortable and can sit there that long, correct?
Yes.
As if he's not a degenerate, vicious thug who just decided to stab 5 people. Now, I honestly hope that there's a way that this cop, Mitch Thomason, can lose his badge for this, because why is he over here sympathizing with terrorists? Like, and that's one thing that I would like to point out about this whole incident. So last week, we actually had another incident where this vicious thug, Kaylee Gaines, decided to attack this young black teen, Maurice. Being the heroic woman that she is, decided to take out this terrorist, you know, after being attacked. So, you know, of course, you know, she slammed her head on the ground and basically took out the terrorist that was causing havoc in the streets. So after this incident happened, you had these individuals trying to justify this terrorist. You know, people like Tim Pool, people like Actual Justice Warrior, over here trying to defend these terrorists and their terrorist actions, going around causing terror and havoc in the streets. And, you know, just like with this incident right here, you had people actually trying to sit up here and justify and protect this terrorist for stabbing 5 people when all he had to do was just walk away from the scene. He didn't have to stay there. He didn't have to, you know, stay there and get berated and trolled. As a grown, sober man, this guy could have easily walked away. And just like in the Kaylee Gaines case, they said that Maurice, oh, she took it too far. She shouldn't have never slammed her head. Well, why a week later, just a week later, why won't y'all use that same argument that y'all were using? That, oh, you know, Maurice obviously used too much force, right? Now we have an incident where a grown, sober-minded man stabs 5 people because he was getting berated and because he was getting trolled. And y'all don't take y'all same logic, y'all same terrorist-minded logic, and, you know, apply this to this situation and say, oh, that this dude was obviously taking this too far. But no, you know, I completely understand why these people who, you know, try to defend terrorists think this way. Because these people, they truly hate America. These people, when Trump gets back in office, I swear, Trump needs to deport these people back to the third world country back in Europe or back wherever they're from. Because these people, they clearly hate America. And all they do is want to race bait. All they do is want to troll. All they do is just want to cause further division in America. Like, all they do is just focus so damn hard on politics. Try to, you know, always bring up the left, the right, Be like, oh, this is Biden's America. They just say like just childish remarks like that. They never actually try to address the situation. They just always try to defend these terrorists. And these people, they just want to see the downfall of America so damn bad. Because once again, these people, they wake up and they just hate everything. They cannot stand people being happy. They cannot stand people just living their lives and just minding their own business. They have to assert themselves upon situations. They have to like mess up people's moods. And then when people actually like address them, then they want to, snap on people and try to justify their degenerate actions. These thugs and whoever is trying to justify this nonsense, y'all just please leave America, because y'all obviously do not like this country. Y'all obviously don't stand for the morals and the values of our country. So why don't y'all just leave? Go back to y'all third world countries. Like, why are y'all here in America? But if anybody else feels this way, please let me know how y'all feel about this down in the comments below. Do y'all feel like this degenerate thug, Nicolae Miu, was justified in his actions of stabbing these 5 people? Or do y'all think that he was, just completely wrong, that he needs to be sent to prison for the rest of his life? Please let me know how y'all feel about this down in the comments below. I would love to hear y'all's thoughts. And once again, if y'all like to be a part of the community, please join our Reddit, please join the Discord. It'll be a link in the description below, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, all right?
So what happened? Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. 4 people went to the hospital with injuries.
Oh my God.
And 1 person died.
Oh no.
I don't know any of their names and I don't know any genders, so I don't know.
Was that because they fought each other, or is that
I don't know. I don't know what their injuries are. I was with Sandy the whole time, and then when I kind of turned Sandy over to Ernesto and Amy, then I came here. So I have no idea what their injuries were.
Oh my God. Oh my God.